Welcome to the French Newfie. I'm Erin MacDonald. Today I'm going to be making a breakfast pizza and you're going to see why. I'm going to start with some sausage, better known as pudding. So I have the famous black pudding and white pudding. So I'm just going to chop that up to begin with and get it into my pan. Let me turn on my pan. Okay, great. So I have the famous black pudding, also known as blood pudding, and the sound or the name of that will actually stop people in their tracks from eating it, I'm sure. And growing up, I was told it was black pudding, and it was years later before I realized what it was that I was eating, and it was too late then because I love it. So that's the story of the black pudding. And I also have the white pudding. So if you're a little squirmish about eating the black pudding, maybe leave it out and go for the white pudding. The white pudding it has some oatmeal and pork and suet and other spices. So it's another alternative if you don't want to use the black pudding. So just a couple of pieces. I'm going to be doing 2 flatbread pizzas and breakfast pizzas, so I don't need many of the sausage this morning. I'm just going to get these into my pan while I move on to a couple more ingredients to make it the breakfast pizza. There we go, down like that. I can hear it sizzling, so that's perfect. This won't take long at all. And there we go. The next topping is going to be onion, and I love onion. Everybody knows that, especially for that spicy bite that you get. I'm gonna make quite big, thick rings, and again, you're gonna see why. So just a couple of slices like this, and there we go. I'm gonna take the outer layer off. I wanna keep them in rings, so I'm not cutting them your traditional or typical way that I normally cut my onions, because I wanna keep them in the rings. So down like that, there we go. I'm just gonna get that onto a plate, and we're gonna move on to the tomato. And I love tomato, especially for breakfast. I don't know, a tomato is a great side if you're having eggs. And again, I'm not using a tomato sauce, so we're gonna have tomato on the pizza. Again, I'm gonna go in with just circles of the tomato. So down like that, make sure that your knife is sharp. Tomatoes are one of the hardest things to cut with a dull knife, and it's a great way to test and see that your knife is actually sharp, is to take a tomato. So down like that, a nice tomato. So now I have the tomatoes and I have the onion. My sausage is going. I'm just gonna give it a little flip in the pan, and they're sizzling up really nicely. They go quite fast. So just turn them over once like that. Flipping to go. Almost there. Excellent. And my oven is preheating as well. I have it up quite high. It's on 375. And the reason I'm doing that is because my pudding is already going to be cooked. I'm going to be adding some eggs. Of course, it's a breakfast pizza, but it won't take long for the eggs to go because they're just going to be cracked on top of the flatbread, as I'm going to show you. So the oven is quite high, so that way it'll take around 7 to 10 minutes approximately. And we're going to get the pizza into the oven. I can't wait. This would be great. I guess maybe a hangover cure. If you want to have a straightener, this would be excellent. Yeah, if you have a late night, a great breakfast pizza. So just a little bit of crushed garlic down inside. I'm not putting any tomato sauce or any type of a coating on this, just olive oil and garlic, and it's going to be really lovely. So I have a little brush, and we're just going to take it and kind of mix up the garlic and mix up the olive oil and get that down quickly over my flatbread. And I really like using these flatbreads because you're not using a bunch of dough. You don't have to make your own pizza crust. It's really fast, and I actually really enjoy the thin crust pizza. So these are great. You can buy them in the store already done for you. Boom, just like that. Perfect. Now I'm going to turn off my sausage because I can tell that that's done, and I'm going to get my sausage onto my beautiful flatbreads. So I'm going to do one with white and one with the black pudding, just in case someone doesn't want the black pudding. I'll have the black pudding and they can have the white. So put that down just like this. Really nice. Perfect. And on to the other one, we're gonna go in with the white pudding. Just a couple of pieces here, a couple of pieces there. Lovely. And now I'm going to move on to my tomatoes. And again, just a couple of tomatoes. I'm actually gonna slice them so that way I have more coverage. Like this, like this. There you go. Some more onto the white, like this and like this. And then I'm gonna get my red onion, like this, like that. I'm gonna put the onion right into the middle. And also I want some chili flakes. And I like a lot of heat, so just a little sprinkle of the chili flake, just down over it like that. And I'm putting this on now so that it grabs on to the pudding and it also grabs onto the flatbread because I have the olive oil. So a little bit of heat, just like that. Make sure that I have my onion right in the center and you'll see why. I'm gonna go in with some Parmesan cheese. And I have Parmigiano Reggiano. If you have mozzarella, you can use mozzarella. Again, this is a breakfast pizza, so I'm not really interested in a very cheesy pizza. It's more about the meat and it's more about the egg. So just a little sprinkle though, won't hurt. Nice little dusting of the Parmesan cheese. That's gonna add for some buttery flavor. It's gonna be really, really nice and tasty. There you go, just shower it down. Perfect. And last but not least, it wouldn't be a breakfast pizza without the egg. So I'm gonna crack an egg right down into the center. And as I said, I kept the onions whole in the circle. And I'm gonna try and get my egg right in the center so it doesn't spill everywhere. So off to the side, make sure I don't get any shells in there. And put the egg right into the middle. Perfect, doesn't look like it's moving. And we're gonna go in with the second one on top of our white sausage pizza. Let me try and get this one in the center. The onion's a little small, I should have cut it bigger. No, it's perfect. Voila, there you go. So my pizzas are ready to go in the oven. The oven is preheated, it's very, very hot. When we come back, I'm gonna show you how beautiful this looks and I'm gonna be ready for my hangover cure. And so now we're back and the pizza is done. My breakfast pizza, I can smell it and I can't wait for this. Perfect, it looks great. And I like to keep my eggs sunny side up. Obviously on the pizza they need to be, you don't turn it. But I mean, I want my egg to be runny. I like the soft egg and you can see that it's still runny and I'll show you. So here's the first one. It's really, really pretty, the black pudding. And here we have the white pudding breakfast pizza. I'm just gonna finish off with a couple more things. So I like to always put a little bit of salt right over the yolk. And I'm also gonna focus on the tomatoes. You always wanna salt and pepper your tomatoes. Again on this one, right over the yolk and a little bit on the tomato. A little bit of pepper, we're going back in with some pepper as well. Beautiful cracked black pepper. This pizza looks really, really pretty. So you don't have to have pizza only in the evening. And last but not least, some nice basil. And I have some basil standing by. So just a couple of sprigs and I'm gonna tear the basil. And it gives some green and you always wanna have some type of an herb and basil just goes so well with pizza. So let me just tear up a couple to go over this beautiful black pudding pizza, breakfast pizza. And there you have my breakfast pizzas. These are great hangover fare. This will be your straightener. And I'm just gonna cut into one and show you how pretty it is. Look at that yolk, it's breaking, I love it. Hear that crunch, that's what I want. I mean, I really love the flatbread. So crispy and crunchy. And there you have my breakfast pizza and I cannot wait to dig into this. I hope that you give it a try. Enjoy.